Hello guys, welcome to Study IQ. I am Safir. In this session, we are going to discuss the temple architecture in South India. So we are in the module of Art and Architecture, temple architecture in North India, that is the Nagara style we have completed, and the variations also we have completed. The stages of development of this Nagara style, the 3 stages also we have discussed. So same way, we will complete the South Indian temple architecture. So when I start with this, I'll be starting with the stages of development of South Indian temple architecture, and we will be seeing 4 different stages in the development of temple architecture. Okay, and then we will be discussing about exact what is the Dravida style of temple architecture, and after that we will be completing the variations or the sub-school of the Dravida style, and there I will be talking about Vijayanagar and also Nayaka. So this is what I'm going to discuss. So maybe in the first session today, I will be talking about the stages of development and also the Dravida style in brief. And then after that, in the next session, we'll complete the Dravida style and the sub-schools, that is the Vijayanagar and the Nayakas. So 2 sessions I will take to complete this area, and let's start with the temple architecture in South India. So, temple architecture in South India. So guys, under which rulers? Basically under the Pallava rulers this has been started. So Pallava rulers. So under Pallavas, right? And Pallava rule have actually started during 275 AD, but this period is not that significant, and the first ruler and all is not significant. The most important Pallava ruler is actually Mahendravarman first. Okay, so Mahendravarma first. So that is during 6th century AD, that means 600 AD. So what I want to tell you is the temple architecture in South India started during his time. That means it started during 600 AD. Now when I talk about Pallavas, what are the areas which are under their control from Telangana, that region till, like if you see here, if this is that bottom of the map of India, it will come like this, right? So almost this much area will be this is the area that they used to have. And if you see Sri Lanka, some parts of Sri Lanka, this area also were under the Pallavas. So though they are from 275 AD, but the temple architecture started during Mahendravarman period. That's the most important ruler, and that is in the 600 AD. Now guys, if someone is asking you a question, which one is old, whether the South Indian temple architecture or the Dravida style or the Nagara style, which one is the oldest? It is actually North Indian temple architecture, that the Nagara style is the oldest compared to the Dravida style. But I've seen in some of the books it has been written in a different way, in a wrong way, but I just want to make it clear. Now if you see where we discussed the Nagara style, during Gupta period, and if you remember, Gupta period came to an end around by 550 AD. Before 600 AD, but this Dravida style is going to start from 600 AD only. So there is no scope, there is no chance that you even believe that South Indian temple architecture or the Dravida style was the oldest compared to the Nagara. No, it is a Nagara style which is the oldest. Okay, North Indian temple architecture is the oldest. Remember, some of the books have written wrongly, so I just want to clarify this point. Again, I am repeating that the Nagara style is the oldest one compared to the Dravida. You can just think about this, Gupta period has come to an end by 550, and the major development in the Nagara style actually happened during the Gupta period. So here we are discussing 600 AD, that's when Mahendravarman is coming, and that's when the temple architecture in South India is actually starting. So Gupta period is over, after that only this is starting, and temple architecture there flourished during Gupta period. So it's already there. Okay, so which one is the oldest? Nagara, not the Dravida. North Indian, not the South Indian. So I hope this point is very clear. Okay, so now guys, we can discuss the different stages of development. Like in when we discussed about North India, we discussed about 3 stages, and the 3rd stage led to the Nagara style. So here we will be discussing 4 stages, and here again the 3rd stage actually led to the Dravida style. Okay, so here I will be discussing 4 stages, and unlike the previous case, here the ruler's name are actually given to different stages. So when I say the first stage, it is the Mahendra Varma stage. So I will be naming on the basis of the ruler at that time, right? So Mahendra Varma stage. So the ruler name is actually given. Second, if you see, Narasimhan stage. Narasimhan stage. And the third stage, if you see, that is the Rajasimha stage. Rajasimha stage. And the fourth one, if you see, Nandivarman stage. Okay? Nandivarman stage. So we will be discussing these 4 stages in the development of temple architecture in South India. So guys, if you see the first stage, in the first stage, it is just like that hills which is there. You cut that hills and you make a cave. So the temple in the first stage is actually nothing but a cave. In fact, it's not a temple, it's actually a cave. And in that some pictures, some of the idols are kept, some images are kept. So even they don't call it as temple, they call it as mandap. Now if you remember, before also we discussed about one mandap in the Nagara style, that was the prayer hall. So here, this entire structure is actually called as mandap. So it will be something like this. There will be hill, right? And you will be carving out a cave here. And within that, some, deity will be kept, or some images, the pictures or the idols will be kept here. And this setup is actually called as mandap. Okay. So they didn't call it as temple. So this is actually the first stage. And what happened in the second stage is the same cave, the same setup, they have modified. So they have done some decoration, they have done some polishing, and they have done some exterior work also. And then you can see something like this, it became, this is a cave, right? And in the cave, you might have done some decorations, right? So you will be doing some decorations, so that part is there. And outside that, you will see some structures like this will be made again. Okay, so like you can draw it properly. So some kind of structure is actually visible now. And this, like this hill part, now it is taken out. Okay, so this is how the second stage look like. Now when it comes to, now guys remember, this is again within the same one. The first one we have seen in the first stage, the same will be developed further by doing some kind of decoration. So exterior also have developed something like this. Okay, so exterior have developed something like this, and some shapes are given. So it looks like a structure of temple. Earlier it was not like a structure of temple, but it's a structure of temple, but it's again within the hills itself. It's not like a separate structure which is made on a plain platform. But in the third stage, you will be seeing that the temples are made in the plain platform with a proper structure of the temple. Okay, so that's what I want to discuss. So when it comes to the third stage, it will be something like this, and some religious symbols like this. Okay, so this is the third stage. So here you will see the real structure of temple, and it is in the plain area also. And then fourth stage is about the proliferation of this. Some small temples are made across the Pallava region. Wherever they have the control, wherever they were ruling, they have made or constructed some small temples across Tamil Nadu, etc. Okay, so I hope this is very clear. The first stage, okay, I forgot to mention the name in each of these. First stage, let me name it Mahendra Varman stage. Mahendra Varman stage. So here you can see rock cut cave architecture. So you can just mention rock cut cave architecture, and the word mandap is used instead of temple. So that is the first stage. And when it comes to the second stage, this is the Narasimhan stage. Okay, Narasimha stage or Narasimhan stage. So in this you can see some kind of decorations are made in that cave interior, and also outside also it was refined. So it was refined from outside and gave a proper shape of the temple. So from the first to second, if you see second one, you can understand and you can get the look and feel of a temple, though it's in the same area which was developed or decorated. It's not in a different other plain area with a proper structure though, but it looks like a temple now. Okay, So this is mandap. So now this looks like a perfect temple and they started calling this as rathas. Rathas. Okay, so mandap and then rathas. Now example, what are the example? Dharmaraj Rath. Remember these names? Dharmaraj Rath and then Draupadi Rath. Okay, where both are located? Both are located in Mahabalipuram. So both are in Mahabalipuram. What is another name of Mahabalipuram? Mamalapuram. Okay, so both are in Mahabalipuram. Now the third stage, it's like this, the proper shape of a temple and in a plain area. Okay, so this stage is what? Rajasimha stage. Rajasimha stage. Okay, so this is the third stage. So you will see the real structured temple in a plain area. So before it was in the hill, it was a cave. Second stage, the cave itself was developed. So now it came out of the cave. It is in the proper plain area. The temple-like structure has been constructed. Okay, what are the examples? Example, I can give short temple. Again in Mahabalipuram, Mamalapuram, and then Kailashnath temple. Kailashnath temple at Kanchipuram. So this is in Mahabalipuram, okay, and this is in Kanchipuram. Okay, so third stage is said to be the precursor of Dravida style of temple architecture in South India. So the third stage led to the development of Dravida style. And what is the fourth stage? It is the Nandivarman stage. So in this stage, some small temples are made in different places across the regions in which they have control in their reigns. Okay, so they have made a lot of small temples. So that's about the stages of development of temple architecture in South India. Now what we are going to do is we are going to discuss the Dravida style. So guys, Dravida style, I told you the third stage led to the development of Dravida style. That means it started during Pallavas, but it flourished during Chola's period. Okay, so we will be discussing the Dravida style now. Dravida style of temple architecture. Okay, guys, what I can do is I can make a diagram, and with the diagram I can explain the structure and also the features. So it is going to be very easy, like the way we discussed the Nagara style. So here I will make a diagram for Dravida style. Understand it, you can also draw along with me, or you can just look into the internet or NCRT, but it will be better if you can draw. If you have a copy, then you can just draw it. Okay, so first you make a big premise. There will be a big premise with big boundary walls, and then there will be a big gateway also. Let's make that first. So I want to have a big premise first. Okay, and then in that I will be making a big gateway. So this is a gateway which is called as Gopuras. Okay, so this is Gopuras, and this premise which I have told you, which is actually the outer boundary wall. So I'll just write boundary walls. Big huge boundary walls will be made actually. Okay, and now I will be making a prayer hall. Before, in the North Indian style or in the Nagara style, we used to call prayer hall as mandap. So here we will be making prayer hall. Okay, something like this. So here also they follow the Panchayatan style. So the main deity will be in the center, and it is 1+4 method, right? So the 4 will be kept beside the main deity. So here also they follow the Panchayatan style. So and above this you will have the Vimana. If you see the Nagara style, there was Shikhara. Okay, the curvy linear tower. Here there will be Vimana, which is a pyramidal shape. Okay, so I'll have to, but guys, this I separately will draw, and this is something like symbolic I'm drawing here, some pyramidal shape. Okay, so something like this, but I'll be separately showing you this one. Okay, so this is your Vimana. So instead of Shikhara in the North Indian style, that is in the Nagara style, in Dravida style, it is Vimana. Now this is your Garbhagriha. Okay, Garbhagriha, that is a sanctum and sanctorum. Sanctum and Sanctorum. If you remember, I have discussed about covered ambulatory passages in the sanctum and sanctorum, even in Nagara style also. Okay, and these are the subsidiary shrines. Okay, I told you there will be one main god and then there will be some subsidiary gods, subsidiary deities also. So these are subsidiary shrines. Okay, and this is the Antaral. Okay, and then these are some sculptures of Dwarpal. So sculptures of Dwarpal, and this is your prayer hall. Okay, and I told you, if you remember, in South Indian temple architecture, there will be presence of water tanks, water ponds. Okay, and when I discussed about North Indian style in Nagara style, I said 95% of the case it's not there. But one exception was there, that is the Solanki style. Okay, massive stepped water tanks were there over there. Okay, so here I will be making a water tank. What is the purpose of this water tank? It is for that ritual, right? When you go to the temple, you can wash your hands and body, and even you can take a bath also. So that is the purpose, mainly for purification. So these are subsidiary shrines because they follow the Panchayatan style in South India also. Panchayatan style means 1+4 method of placing the deity or the god. So prayer hall, and then this is Gopura. Gopura is the gateway. This is boundary walls. Big boundary walls will be there. Garbhagriha, and then sculptures of Dwarpal. Everything is clear. So let me explain this part now. Vimana, I'll discuss separately. So it will be having a pyramidal structure, as I've told you. Okay, so I'll be just showing you that, and then something like this. Okay, so this is your Vimana, okay, and this is having a pyramidal structure, and there you have Shikhara on the top, which is curvy linear structure. This is pyramidal structure. Now guys, what are the features? So let's look into the features of this Nagara style. So first and most important one, here also, like the Nagara style, they follow Panchayatan style. Okay, so it was actually asked as a prelims question, what is this Panchayatan style? It's a method of temple architecture or temple building or construction of temple. So Panchayatan style, they follow here, or Panchayatan pattern, which means keeping 1+4 form, the god or the deity, and also crucified ground plan. I've explained it in detail in the previous session about this. And then the second one you can talk about is the water tank. Okay, the massive water tank is there. Water tank, and outside boundary wall. There I've told you no water tank, not boundary walls, etc. So here outside boundary wall. Okay, so here the topmost structure is Vimana, which is pyramidal shape. There it was Shikhara, which was curvy linear shape. So Vimana, pyramidal. And it is not curved anywhere. It's just like this. There it was curvy linear structure. So that's about Vimana. And there is only huge gateway, which is called as Gopuram. So that is very clear. This is what your huge gateway. Okay. And that is called as Gopura. So, and there used to exist some small narrow passages leading to Garbhagriha, which is known as Antaral. So this is this one. This is the narrow passage. That is what Antaral. Narrow passage means they don't want too many people to enter near the deity. Okay, that's why the narrow passage. They don't want people to enter into that area. So that's why they will not allow you to. But in the previous case, we discussed about ambulatory passage where around 10, 12, 15 people can, stay near the deity. So here they don't allow that. And outside the Garbhagriha, you have sculptures of, you can see here, this what I've mentioned here, what I've marked here is the sculptures of Dwarpal is kept. Okay. So here the sculptures of Dwarpal is kept. What about Nagara? What about North India? If you see in North India, the sculptures of here Dwarpal. In case of North India, the sculptures of Mithun, and then river goddess Ganga, Yamuna images were placed outside the Garbhagriha. So here Dwarpal. What are the examples? Example, Brihadeshwara temple. Brihadeshwara temple. It was actually a 2013 question. The question was something related to, they asked the features of Chola temple architecture, something like that. So whatever we wrote now, that's what the Chola temple architecture features. It is the same only. So it was made by Rajaraja first. It was built by Rajaraja first. Where? Tanjore. Okay, Tamil Nadu. Which year? In 1011 AD. Okay. Now, his son Rajendra first, he actually built the temple of Gangai Kond Cholapuram. Just write it correctly. Gangai Kond Cholapuram. And this is actually was made after conquering the Gangetic Delta to commemorate his victory. So after conquering the Gangetic Delta, so he actually made this temple to commemorate that victory. So Rajendra first, okay. And Chola rulers also started to place their own images inside the temple. So they also, not only the idols, not only the deities, they started placing their own images also inside the temple. So Chola rulers onwards. Now guys, one more important point that I want to discuss is Cholas are also known for exquisite sculpture of Nataraj. Okay, so Nataraj sculpture. Nataraj means Lord of Dance. Okay, so you can just refer to this and there is nothing more to discuss. That structure also, something like those flames will be there, right? And then Shiv standing in Bhujanga Trasida stance. I exactly don't know how to pronounce it. Bhujanga Trasita stance, meaning kicking away the wheel of Maya, the illusion. So Bhujanga Trasida stance, Shiv standing on Bhujanga Trasida stance, and with one leg suppressing demon Abhasmara. Okay, suppressing Abhasmara, the Rakshas. Okay, so this is what about the sculpture. So that's it, guys. This is what I wanted to discuss. I hope this is very clear, like the 4 stages, and the 4 stages is named after the 4 rulers. Mahendravarman first is the most important, the first one, 600 AD. Now remember, the Gupta period came to an end even before that. So temple architecture in North India is the oldest and not the South India. That confusion should not be there. And the 4 rulers development, 4 stage is nothing but the cave only. Second stage, that cave itself has been decorated and you got some kind of structure, the look and feel of the temple. Third stage, perfect structure has been made in a plain area, that's not cave, came out of the cave. And fourth stage, proliferation of small temples. And the third stage led to the Dravida style. And then we discuss the Dravida style. Instead of Shikhara in Nagara, here we have Vimana, and it is pyramidal structure. There it was curvilinear structure, water tank here, there is no water tank there. So otherwise, big boundaries there, gateways there. So I hope this is very, very clear to all of you. There is no need to have any confusion here. Don't miss any question, guys. They used to ask questions here. So in the next session, I'll be talking about Vijayanagar and Nayaka style, which is a variation or the sub-school of the Dravida style. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. See you in the next session.